Hey there, guys. We're going to be going back to Dark Visions. I think it's number 32, I don't know, on Global, for a light element clear against the Moose. Now, for this one, it's going to be using some units that I don't personally have, like Prompto and him. So we're joined by DBarry once again to help demonstrate this clear. So you can say hello, DBarry.
I'm starting to think people are going to get the wrong idea of me and the units I have, even though it's not really wrong if it's true, but still, here we are. What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year.
So this is the party, and like I said, we're going to just go in here and demonstrate a clear. Because neither one of us really feel like spending our weekend on Dark Visions, we're not gonna like farm for an impressive high roll for the video. So if we get it, wonderful. But I'm going to show you the calculations. Let me bring it up on screen. Barry, you're not going to be able to see this, but the viewers will. Here is some calculations on screen for the maximum possible potential for the party that I'm running with the way that we're doing it. Now, someone may change the rotation, change the gearing, and it could get different. But for like perfect EX3 across the board, etc., this would be the max potential for this party, which would be a minimum of 37 billion and a maximum of 52 billion, depending on gear, depending on all that. We're going to be a little bit less because, Barry's only got EX2, him and Prompto, letting me down.
What can I say?
But let's get in here and give it a go, Barry. So, like last time we've done this, I will, explain what we're going to be doing turn by turn. Turn chart will be in the comments as well. So, for the most part, we're just kind of like chilling out for the first few turns as we wait for turn 5. So, on turn 1, we're going to use Noctis to sing Zidane's STMR. That'll give us a nice 300% LB buff for later. We're going to use Sylvie to do Compassionate, Petals, and Vines for the resistances, mitigations, immunities, etc. We're going to use Prompto to do his 85% break. I don't know what it's called, Barry, so you might have to find it with me. I think it's the one above a little bit, the little break icon right there. Bursting break? I think that's it. That's only 80. He should have been 85.
I think so.
There it is, Deteriorate. That's it.
Oh,
Okay, so we're going to use Deteriorate on Prompto, and we're going to do Mirage on Murray, the double stack Mirage in the base form. And the other two can just guard. So as usual, the boss does, some physicals, some mana drains, etc. If you're having problems with mana drain, you can gear like the base form with more MP regen, but as long as you break the boss, it shouldn't really matter. So for this turn, we're just going to reload everyone except for Sylvie, and Sylvie is going to do her Magnus ability for the ramping mitigation, or not ramping, the 85 mitigation for the next few turns. The rest of the party can just repeat, do exactly what they just did. We're going to Mirage again. You don't have to break again with Prompto, but, why not? Okay, so for the third turn, we are going to Brave Shift Sylvie and do her Shifted LB. That's going to be for the modifier buff, the stat buff, etc. We're going to use Mirai to put up that field to get rid of the boss's field and give us the Amplify field. We're going to use Prompto to do his base form Magnus, the Weakening Blast. It's going to do the big breaks for the boss, the big light and peril and all that. And the other two can again just guard or repeat, whatever. They're just waiting. Okay, so for turn 4, we're going to be doing all the setup as we get ready for next turn. So we're going to use Sylvie to give a single target stone killer to your highest damage dealer. For us, that'll be Noctis. And then it's honestly all you really need. You could also do things like MP fill or LB fill if you need it, stuff like that, but etc. Noctis is going to Brave Shift now, and he's going to do his Amplify, Ruler's Might, and It Ends Now to get himself ready for killing next turn. Tyvis is going to shift here, and he's going to do just a triple cast. In Lightka, 150 Amplify, and No One Stands Against Me. Him is now going to do 150 Amplify, his promotion skill, and the last skill doesn't really matter. You can just, break, whatever. Prompto is going to Brave Shift here. We're going to do 150 Amplify. his field, which is the Magnus at the bottom. And then we're going to do We Haven't Reached Our Potential, I think, or our whatever. And then Mirai in the base form is going to do 150 Amplify, Yang Mudra, and Chain Connection Burst. And the target for the burst skill doesn't matter. It's just a personal modifier for her. Okay, so some more attacks here. Now for this one, we're going to now Brave Shift Mirai to the shift form and use her shifted LB. The whole party is going to pretty much do their LBs except for Sylvie. Sylvie is going to be doing the Extreme Nova Vision card, Lone Swordsman. If you don't have that, you can give her Dwayne's STMR for Extreme Nova frames or one of those materia. So what we're going to be doing for the chaining, we're going to chain Sylvie and Mirai together, clicking Sylvie first in the chain. A split moment later, we're going to be sending Prompto. And then like a second later, we're going to be sending the 3 bolting strikers, which are Noctis, Tyvis, and him. So we are going to give it like, 2 or 3 tries for a flashy variance roll. On the 3rd try, if we've not gotten anything flashy by then, we're just going to keep it for the video. But for now, we're going to try to get like a 42 or something better just for showing. But like I said, depending on variance and your EX levels and all that, as you can see on screen, this team can go really high, but we're not gonna sit here all day. So give us one moment. Be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna do another variance roll. So let's do it, Barry. And we're looking for a 164 chain. If it's all proper, it was. And we're just
it was bigger this time.
We're just looking for like a 40 or better for the video. And 41.5 is good enough for me. 3rd attempt.
That'll work.
Yeah, because the first 2 attempts we were like 36 and was it 36 and 38, I think? And we were like, these are terrible rolls. And we were going to settle for just like, a terrible roll for the video. But we got it. So there we go. Like we said just now, we were talking, Barry. Yeah, so for Tyvis, the Meteor build is definitely higher damage. The problem is the Meteor build is hard capped at 10 billion. And while the LB build, the high ceiling is, in our setup, 11.5. But we were getting like low rolls on Tyvis, and we kept being like, 7, 8.5. And we're like, it sucks. But no, this is why we did it. We got an extra 400 million by getting Tyvis' variance. Noctis actually rolled pretty low. His average is 12.9. He got 12.8, but he goes as high as 15.2. So that was unfortunate. Him at EX2, I don't know his proper range. I calculated EX3. Same thing for Prompto. And then Mirai at 7.9 is about mid, exactly average. And then
Say for the other runs we've done, Prompto rolled super low. He's been sitting in the 5s the last couple runs.
Oh, you mean him?
No, Prompto.
Prompto was getting 5 billion? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But there it is, 41.5. You beat me. You passed me up, Barry.
Okay, there we go. See, that's what matters. That's why we do this.
All right, so let's real quick show the gear. And before we do that, let's show the espers. So the only esper that's kind of a really big deal is Titan. We did use the overcap killer on Titan. You want to put that on your highest damage dealer. That would be for us, Noctis. The rest of the killers aren't that super big deal. Kokorayu, Bahamut, and Golem all have killers. Prompto and him, I believe, cap out their killers with like no loss to anything else. So we just gave them a higher attack power esper. We gave Sylvie the leftover for, hey, she did like 500 billion or 500 million. It helped. Most
damage a Sylvie's ever done, I think. On an attack build, anyway. Let's leave it there.
So let's go ahead and show the gear. The only one that matters for the non-DPS form would be Top Noctis. He is using I Wanted to Go With You right there. The rest of his base form doesn't matter. Shift form, let's show that real quick. Maxed out on killers. He's got 350 stone killer with the overcap from Titan. There you go. Maxed LB damage, etc. And I will point out real quick, you see how Barry is using the Sand Mantle's cloak or whatever? If anyone wants to go like extreme try-hard mode, it's technically better to go to the Clash of Wills ring and get the Stone Killer ring. Give him the Clash of Wills Stone Killer ring, and then you can replace the other killer. That gives 100 Stone Killer. It maxes them out with one item. So then you can use his materia slots for like esper stats, chain speed, that kind of stuff. But that would require, 1,500 Xenostone, etc. I didn't want to make Barry do that. But there you go.
I wouldn't have done it, so here we are.
Alright, so the next one is Tyvis, base form, irrelevant. And again, if you want less variance headaches, you can do the Meteor build. It'll have a maximum ceiling of 10 billion, but he'll hit that 10 billion way more often. But we went for the higher potential, which was the LB damage, and it did pay off. Here's the gear. We gave him all the secondary gear, the secondary Clash of Wills gear, etc. Maxed on everything. And we gave him the evocation card because it does work on him. Him is using, obviously a fist build. He's getting third priority on gearing right there. If you don't have him, I know a lot of people might say I don't have him. Addison Rae is probably the next best option. She's not quite as good, but she is very similar, and she works almost identical to him. She's an SLB with a modifier buff the turn before. Same chaining frame. Like, she's literally just him, but worse. There you go. It's true. It's true.
Think about it. Goodness.
And there's the card. If you did get the special Step Up Light card, I don't know what it's called, the one with the Richt on the artwork, it's better for him.
Champion of the Light Crystal.
Yeah, that one. Murray, base form doesn't matter. Shift form, right there. There it is. Max damage on etc. Does she have chain speed or chain cap at EX2? Oh, she's EX3. Never mind. I'm sorry. Yes, his Murray is EX3. I think if you're EX2 or below, she does need a source of chain speed or chain cap, like Magisters, Ellispears, STMR, something like that. But at EX3, she gets it by default. Yeah, so at EX3, she's good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Prompto, base form doesn't really matter. Shift form is gun build. There it is. Is his base form using... I should have told you this. Is his base form using Titus's STMR?
Nope.
I
sure wasn't.
Forgot.
You didn't tell me that one.
I was wondering why he was rolling a little bit lower. Yes, I didn't. I forgot. Yes. So in the base form...
Wow.
In the base form, you do want to equip either Titus's STMR or the Dark Reagan's STMR, the breaker one. Yeah, I forgot about that because he doesn't have that. He's not a premium. Yeah, or that one of those. Okay, well, we could have had higher.
Oh man. Well, now I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
And then, goodness. I think the last one is Sylvie, which is going to base form, doesn't matter. Shift form, we geared her for damage, and Barry even went for the extra credit and got the Dark Vision's double-handed dagger. If you don't want to spend 10,000 dark matter, just give her a double-handed sword. It'll be fine. A Noctis preemptively imperils 40% sword imperil, so give her, Rick's STMR, or what's another high attack power one? Snavlinka's STMR. One of the high double-handed swords is totally fine, but if you want that extra credit, you can get to that 405 two-handed dagger, because daggers have higher variance, etc., etc. And this is actually kind of critical. The Lone Swordsman card. If you don't have this, I guess you could use the Star Piercer card. It gives absolute mirror of equity frames, which would perfectly match up with Prompto. But then no one is doing Extreme Nova with Mirai. And while you can weave in Extreme Nova by itself onto like Boltians and Absolutes together, it's a lot more finicky and it's a good chance to break, but it can work. So keep that in mind. But matching Extreme Nova to Mirai makes it quite easier. And there it is. 2,000 modifier. The Star Piercer card's also 2,000 modifier. Okay, so turn chart will be in the comments. Thank you very much for helping us show a light party clear, Barry.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
All right. See you guys next time.